Snitching on my facts. Back it up, back it up. 223 gon' make a nigga back it up. 21. Tryna strip a nigga, gotta change my outfit. Nigga ain't black enough. Yeah. Boulder Crest Road, Glenwood Road, name a. Snitching on my facts. Back it up, back it up. 223 gon' make a nigga back it up. 21. Tryna strip a nigga, gotta change my outfit. Nigga ain't black enough. Yeah. Boulder Crest Road, Glenwood Road, name a.
Yo, YouTube, it's your boy Dre, back with another video. Another caught video. We're just gonna get right into it.
At 9:14 p.m. on June 28, 2023, Officer Haley Hulbert of the Crossroads Police Department received a call for service regarding a dog being left inside a vehicle at the local Walmart in Crossroads, Texas. Officer Hulbert located the vehicle in question at 9:24 p.m. and discovered a dog inside with all the windows rolled up. Historical weather data shows that at the time of Officer Hulbert's arrival, the temperature in Crossroads was approximately 90 degrees Fahrenheit. However, the dog did not appear to be in a state of emergency. Around 6 minutes after Officer Hulbert arrived on the scene, a man named Garth Beard exited the Walmart and approached the vehicle. The interaction that followed was captured on Officer Hulbert's body-worn camera.
Is this your car? Yeah. Okay, I was this close to breaking the window out.
It's not that hot.
It's 95 degrees. It means it's over 100 inside the vehicle.
I've been in there.
Windows have to be cracked. There's got to be something.
I was trying to keep the air conditioning in for him because I'm literally.
Okay, go to open that door for the and crack the windows open for the dog, and then use your driver's license, please. 428. I'm out with the vehicle owner. Hi. Okay. Hi.
You can feel it's not.
It's 95 degrees.
But inside, I was keeping the AC in. Trust me, I love my dog.
The car isn't running.
I take him with me everywhere.
Okay. I just need to see the driver's license.
I don't have one with me.
Do I have any ID with you?
No.
You know your driver's license number?
What did I do wrong?
This is a criminal offense, okay?
What is criminal offense?
For animal neglect and abuse, yes.
No, I do not abuse and neglect my animal.
Okay.
I need a supervisor.
Okay.
No.
Driver's license?
I need a supervisor, please.
What is your driver's license?
Please, I need a supervisor.
I don't have one on duty right now.
Look, I respect officers. I have family that are officers, but I also respect the Constitution.
Go and crack your windows and then close your door.
Oh, he's recording.
Wait out here, I'll call a supervisor and see if he can contact me by phone.
Yeah, she just lied and said there's no supervisor on standby. You know what you are? You're a monster, because why are we lying?
Okay, I'm out with the subject. He's out here. He's refusing to identify himself. He's now asking for a supervisor.
He's asking for a supervisor? Okay. Are you back in route?
Where are you at? Do you want to talk to him on the phone?
No, I'm right down the street.
Okay.
Then get here.
Okay, all right. Supervisor's turning back around and he's going to come out.
I would never know. I would just. It's not.
This is some of the worst temps. It's 95 degrees outside. That doesn't matter.
If I cracked the windows, that would let the 95-degree air in. I literally had it freezing cold in there before I should.
I'm responding out to a call, okay?
Sure, I understand.
And this is me responding. I'm not telling you you're a bag dog, owner, or anything like that.
Well, yeah.
I am here because I still have to do my job. I have to identify you now, okay? Because I'm out here for an offense. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'll let you talk to the supervisor when he gets out here. This is a private parking lot. I'm not going to ask you about your vehicle. My main concern is just the dog's okay. And then for documentation purposes, I do have to put your information in there, okay? I'm not saying you're going to jail. I'm not saying you're being issued a citation. I'm just trying to do my job.
Yeah, women and men fields, guys.
Okay. And make sure that everything that animal is okay.
She got power and don't know how to use it, bro.
It's going to be closer to 100 degrees inside that vehicle. It's 95 degrees
If I
out
crack
here.
the windows, I know it's going to be 95 degrees in there. I had it freezing cold.
Your car is not running.
I know. I shut it off. I closed the windows. I let the freezing cold air in there. Trust me, when I opened the door and got in there, it was colder inside than it was outside.
Okay.
I would not do that to my dog. Look, my dog.
Okay.
He goes everywhere with me. You know?
This is my supervisor right here.
How's it going?
How you doing? How you doing?
Oh boy, I thought it was gonna be another
First, just say
female,
that,
bro. And I don't have nothing against, you know, that gender. It's just like, y'all, if you really pay attention to the cop videos that we've been watching, the women that we've been watching in these body cam videos, they be taking it too far. Like, come on, bro, it's not that deep. Like, you trying to get your power over them real quick. Now that's not how that works, bro.
Sergeant Tyler, if you'd like to see my ID also.
I'm sure if they vouch for you, they...
Okay. Okay, so what did you speak to me about?
Well, she, I guess, got a call about my dog.
Yes, sir, we did.
I parked the car,
Uh-huh.
and I had it freezing cold today. I literally got it sitting there.
Okay.
I got it freezing cold.
Okay.
It's not sunny anymore.
Okay.
So it's not, you know, radiating heat or anything like that.
Okay.
And I went inside. I've been in there for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And, I mean, what did I do wrong?
Okay. So when we get a call for service, okay, and especially when we do contact somebody, we do need to identify the
That's
person.
the law.
Hang on, I'm not done. Let me finish speaking, okay?
Sure.
Now, we don't know you had your car at sub-0 degrees earlier today.
Sure.
We have no idea.
Right.
But somebody did call and say, hey, there's an animal left in the vehicle. It is hot outside. And the animal looks like it's in distress.
Right. And you came
Okay.
here, investigated, and figured in distress.
Right.
I don't know about that. But you came here, investigated,
That's
and
what-
realized.
That's what's relayed to
That's
us.
what,
Yes.
that's what relates to us.
Right.
Alright.
Anybody can say anything. You
Sure.
came here.
They're cooking. They're cooking.
So now,
I love that dog. I'm not gonna.
totally understand. We
Leave
love
in the
dogs.
car.
I got a dog too. I love my dog as well. So when an officer does contact someone, they're required, especially when we believe that there could be a criminal offense, to identify.
82.03, I think it is. You could ask for my identification. I don't have to get it unless I've been lawfully arrested. That's the only
Oh, this nigga knows the law. Cook 'em! Cook 'em!
No,
time
sir,
I'm
that's
required.
not true.
Look it up. Look it up. That's all I'm asking.
Both Sergeant Tyler and Officer Holbert informed Mr. Beard that he is lawfully required to show his ID because he was detained under suspicion of criminal
not detained,
activity,
though.
and Mr. Beard insists that the officers are wrong. Now, we will discuss whether the officers had reasonable suspicion to detain Mr. Beard in a moment, but whether or not the officers had obtained reasonable suspicion would have no impact on any legal obligation for Mr. Beard to present his ID. As mentioned in previous episodes, many states require citizens to present their identification to members of law enforcement if they are suspected of committing or having committed a crime. However, Texas is one of several states that does not legally compel a citizen to present their ID unless they have been lawfully arrested outside the context of a traffic stop. The statute that Mr. Beard was attempting to reference is Section 38.02 of the Texas Penal Code, which serves as the state's failure to identify law. This statute explicitly states that citizens are only required to provide their name, address, and date of birth to an officer who, quote, has lawfully arrested the person and requested the information. At this point in the interaction, Mr. Beard is being detained by the Crossroads officers, but he is not under formal arrest, which means that his refusal to identify himself would almost certainly not constitute a violation of the code. Furthermore, Section 38.02 obligates
he's
citizens
cooking
to
right
provide their
now.
name, address, and date of birth, not their physical identification card upon request from an officer in the course of a lawful arrest. So even if the officers had arrested Mr. Beard for the alleged quote-unquote animal cruelty violation, he still would not have been lawfully required to provide his driver's license or any other form of physical identification, and simply stating his name, address, and birthday would have satisfied the requirements under Texas law. Despite Mr. Beard's struggle to recall the exact title of the code, he correctly cited the language of the relevant Texas law to the officers, and it is highly unlikely that a court would agree with Sergeant Tyler and Officer Holbert's understanding of the code.
Look it up.
Okay,
Look up
you're being
82.
lawfully detained because there is an animal in the vehicle. We got a call for service.
The windows are down now.
The windows are down now.
I instructed you to put them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
No promise committee.
Yes, sir. Potentially. Okay.
Potentially.
It's
Come
still-
on,
it's-
man.
So it's not a crime. Potentially. It could have been. It's not Drewski. But I'm just saying, it could have been. Like, it's not, though.
I saw you trying not to laugh.
Here's the deal. As soon as we're done, as soon as you give your ID and we're done, we're gone.
don't like the fact that we have to show our papers. Look, I have a lot of family there in your business, okay? I respect you guys. I also respect the Constitution.
But you are lawfully detained.
And I do not have to show. I
Yes,
cannot
sir,
give
you
you.
do.
Will you please just look it up? I swear to God.
Failed ID.
Please just look it up. I know. Look it up. I'm telling you. You're going to make a big mistake.
No, I'm not.
I know this very well. I know this.
So do I. How long have you been doing law enforcement?
Just look it up. Would it kill you to look it up?
You have a phone right there.
I'm
Feel free to
recording.
look it up. So are we.
We're all
Well,
recording.
Yeah, those disappear. You guys don't have a phone you can look it up?
Those get edited.
What get edited?
Those get edited. So that's what I'm saying.
Your phones?
You're saying these get disappeared, those get edited.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
What's your name, sir?
Garth.
I'm sorry?
Garth.
Garth.
Yeah.
Okay. Garth, what's your last name?
I don't have to give it to you.
Okay, I don't call people by their first names because it's a respect name. Okay?
That's right.
Until I get to know them. It's not a nice try.
This is what this country's become. This is what this country. You guys are like addicted to IDs, and you don't even know.
He cooking right now. He cooking. Wrong one. He cooking.
Very surprised.
Look up failed ID.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Failure to identify. A person commits an offense if he intentionally refuses to give his name, address, or date of birth to a police officer who has lawfully arrested the person.
They see that.
The police officer who has lawfully arrested the person. A person commits a crime. A person, look, it's right here. A person commits an offense.
You read it yourself.
Yes, and you, let me bring it again to you. A person commits an offense. You totally not under.
That the department received a call for service, which granted them reasonable suspicion to detain and investigate Mr. Beard for a potential animal cruelty violation. And Mr. Beard contends that their suspicion has been dispelled because his dog is obviously not in distress. As mentioned before, even if the Crossroads officers had reasonable suspicion to investigate Mr. Beard, that does not mean that he was under any legal obligation to provide his name or physical ID.
Wow. What's that?
Bird arrived at the Walmart parking lot. Her investigative starting point was the 911 call alleging that a dog had been left inside a sealed vehicle on a hot night. Even without the audio of that call, it is likely that this complaint justified a welfare check, if nothing else, because officers do not need reasonable suspicion to walk up to a parked car in a public lot and assess what's happening. However, once the interaction shifted from a welfare check to a detention based on suspected criminal activity, the officers were required to establish reasonable suspicion before effectuating a lawful detention. In Texas, courts have repeatedly emphasized that a call for service, standing alone, does not automatically supply reasonable suspicion to detain a person without corroboration. In the 1999 case of Juan Luis Garcia v. the State of Texas, the Texas 14th Court of Appeals explained that an anonymous tip may justify initiating an investigation, but it rarely establishes the level of suspicion needed for an investigative detention unless officers develop additional indicia of reliability and corroborate the criminal aspects of the allegation. And this aligns with the broader reliability framework the Supreme Court established in the 1990 case of Alabama v. White, where the quality and reliability of the information drives how much corroboration is necessary before police may detain a suspect. The crime that the officers were investigating was likely Section 42.092 of the Texas Penal Code, which outlaws failing to provide necessary food, water, care, or shelter for an animal in a citizen's custody, as well as transporting or confining an animal in a cruel manner. Under that statute, establishing reasonable suspicion would be driven by observations such as animal distress, lethargy, frantic behavior, dangerous conditions, or any other unreasonable risk of harm.
I have nothing to say. They cooking right now.
The statute itself explicitly defines quote-unquote cruel manner as meaning, now quoting, a manner that causes or permits unjustified or unwarranted pain or suffering. When Officer Holbert arrived at the scene, she observed a dog inside inside a vehicle, but did not observe the dog in distress or enduring unjustified pain or suffering. Rather than taking any legitimate investigative actions, such as locating the owner inside the store, documenting symptoms of distress, or establishing a legitimate duration beyond speculation, Officer Holbert waited near the vehicle for the owner to arrive and immediately demanded his ID. Although the call and the circumstances likely warranted officer intervention, there is a strong argument to be made that no legitimate reasonable suspicion existed for a potential criminal violation.
Oh, you don't know that, so you have no reasonable articulable suspicion then?
Yes.
No,
That's
you just say...
only if a crime has been committed or is about to be committed. So, and
Has been, is about to be, or is currently, yeah. Have I committed a crime?
well, currently failed ID.
That's not a crime. It's only a crime if you've been lawfully arrested. And if you take the time to just read the freaking statute, you realize this. Brother, I'm not lying to you, man. Just read it. I just read it to you.
They're going to talk about the same thing. We're just going to skip through. We're going to skip through a bit.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
We can go to the good parts.
Please, we're going to look up 3002.
I've read it.
Kind of bad.
I read it. I studied it. I tested over it.
Right, but you're trying to...
She don't sound sure in herself.
And you guys really, I implore you to educate yourselves about this.
Stand right there.
Sure.
So, you can't do that. But is it prudent to do that? So, here's a list, and even though we know that's what he's doing.
What if that trooper would have done that in a human being? But whatever.
I agree.
These niggas are laughing.
However, this is where we're at. So, here's the deal. Although
I'm not trying to give you guys a hard time. I'm trying to answer
yes,
you.
you are.
No, I'm not. You're giving me a hard
Let me
time.
finish. Let me finish.
Sure.
Yes, you are trying to give us a hard time.
I'm not trying to. I'm really not.
Secondly,
I'm just trying to get my...
Just be quiet.
hang on, let me finish.
Sure.
Secondly, the animal cruelty will still continue to be investigated.
I wish I could have had you put your hand in the car when I opened the door. It was literally cooler inside than it was outside. Okay? Yeah, you guys have to investigate.
We don't know that.
Yeah, but you can't automatically assume the worst.
We're
when
not.
you do it,
That's
you know?
why it's called an investigation.
Right.
We didn't assume the worst.
Right.
That's why we call it investigation. The
Sure.
officers come out, they investigate, they contact people, they say, hey, is this your car? Yeah, this is my car. Is this your animal? Yes, it's my animal. Can I have your ID, please? Because you're lawfully detained. Because there is a complaint and possible criminal offense of animal cruelty.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the 10, sure.
So-
You investigate, but you don't have to get my ID to investigate.
Yes.
Look, I'll tell you, we have an epidemic in this country of constitutional rights getting violated all the time. This detainment has lasted a long
It's just the same thing over and over again.
That's due to you.
That's
So
duty. You are free to go.
go home, take care of your dog.
Please look up the law tonight.
The officers allowed Mr. Beard to leave the scene without further incident. Following the encounter, Mr. Beard filed complaints against the officers and followed up on those complaints directly. With Crossroads Police Chief Sean
That's
Short.
crazy.
Chief Short responded to Mr. Beard's inquiry, stating that the internal investigation had been complete and attached an official letter explaining the department's actions. In the letter, Chief Short acknowledged that the officers were wrong about their interpretation of Section 38.02, but also claimed that the duration of Mr. Beard's detention was partially attributable to his lack of cooperation with the investigation. The chief went on to blatantly admit that Mr. Beard's detention was prolonged because the officers were distracted by Mr. Beard's unwillingness to provide his ID and their failure to recognize that it was not required. According to the chief's letter, the Crossroads Police Department staff were, quote-unquote, refamiliarized with Section 38.02 as a result of the internal investigation. After drafting a thorough and lengthy reply to Chief Short, Mr. Beard decided to move forward with legal action. Mr. Beard hired an attorney and issued a demand letter to the mayor of Crossroads alleging violations of his constitutional rights and requesting $75,000 in compensation. investigation. The city of Crossroads apparently rejected this offer because on March 5th, 2025, Mr. Beard filed a federal lawsuit against the city and both Officer Holbert and Sergeant Tyler. On May 27th, 2025, Mr. Beard voluntarily dismissed his claims against the officers, seeking only to pursue claims against the city. And on July 2nd, 2025, Mr. Beard also dismissed his claims against the city after reaching an undisclosed resolution.
Match with a local
That's fucking crazy.
at our new
Officers get an F for demonstrating a fundamental misunderstanding of both Texas law and basic constitutional principles, failing to conduct a legitimate investigation before baselessly threatening to arrest Mr. Beard, and for displaying a hostile and confrontational attitude throughout the encounter. There is no denying that a call about a dog potentially trapped inside of a hot vehicle warrants an officer's investigation, and the officers were well within their authority to approach Mr. Beard's vehicle and initiate that investigation. However, instead of taking simple investigative steps that would actually matter to an animal cruelty assessment, Officer Holbert immediately shifted the encounter into a compliance standoff centered on acquiring an ID she was not lawfully entitled to, while treating the existence of a call for service as if it were proof of criminality. As mentioned before, none of the officers on the scene took any meaningful steps to investigate whether a crime had actually occurred, or do anything to objectively assess whether the conditions were actually dangerous. Instead, the officers acted as though the mere presence of a dog in a car with the windows up was inherently criminal. But a legitimate law enforcement investigation requires more than assumptions and generalized concerns. Perhaps the most troubling aspect of this encounter was the fact that none of the officers on the scene, including Sergeant Tyler, seemed to possess even a basic understanding of their own state's identification laws. Even when Mr. Beard read the law aloud directly to the officers, they still did not comprehend what it meant or how it applied to this encounter, despite Officer Holbert's assertion that she, quote-unquote, didn't need to read the law. Furthermore, Chief Short's handling of this case post-interaction was also highly unprofessional and lacking in a meaningful resolution. The chief explicitly admitted that his officers were wrong about the law, but also framed the prolongment of the encounter as a result of Mr. Beard's unwillingness to simply surrender his rights for their officers' convenience. Rather than treating the officer's mistake as a serious training and accountability failure, the department's response effectively shifted blame onto Mr. Beard for not making the constitutional violation easier to commit. This perspective can only be described as inherently unconstitutional because it conditions civil rights on whether...
That's bad, bro. But that's the end of the video. Hope y'all like it. Comment down below if Mr. Beard was right or wrong. Oh my god. I'm yawning. My bad. Guess what? Jay, we out. You dig.